You can have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And if you can somehow figure out how to have a calling, you have hit the jackpot, because that's the big deal.
The stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over.
In 1980, a 16-year-old high school student showed up at a small McDonald's in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for his first shift as a line cook. He was given the least glamorous task in the restaurant, cleaning every corner from floor to ceiling. The managers, co-workers, and customers barely noticed him. They had no idea that this unassuming teenager would grow up to become one of the most influential figures in human history. His name was Jeffrey Preston Bezos, and nearly 4 decades later, he would claim the title of the richest man on Earth.
You can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of?
The journey from scrubbing floors to commanding a global empire was anything but simple. It was a path marked by risk, innovation, and relentless determination. Jeff's story began long before Amazon or Blue Origin. He was born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. His mother, Jacqueline, was only 17 years old at the time and still in high school. Life was difficult. Jacqueline couldn't afford basic amenities, sometimes even lacking a telephone. Despite these hardships, she and Jeff moved into a small apartment, determined to make a life for themselves. At birth, Jeff carried the surname Jorgensen, after Jacqueline's brief marriage to Theodore Jorgensen. That changed in 1968 when Jacqueline remarried Mike Bezos, an immigrant from Cuba, giving the young boy a new identity as Jeffrey Bezos. Though his early life was humble, his surroundings sowed the seeds for a lifelong curiosity and an unshakable work ethic. Each summer from the age of 4 until 16, Jeff spent 3 months working on his grandfather's ranch in Cotulla, Texas. Those summers were more than a break from school. They were a masterclass in self-reliance. Jeff later recalled how his grandfather did everything himself, solving problems without relying on others, whether it was treating a sick animal or completing major projects he initially didn't know how to tackle. This early exposure to problem-solving, persistence, and responsibility became foundational to Jeff's later approach to business and innovation. Even as a child, Jeff showed remarkable intelligence. He was accepted into a gifted program at his elementary school, where he began exploring science and technology. His garage became a miniature laboratory, filled with alarms, gadgets, and homemade inventions designed to solve simple but clever problems, like keeping his siblings out of his room. By his teenage years, it was clear that Jeff was a student with extraordinary cognitive abilities, driven not by wealth or fame, but by curiosity and the desire to create. By high school, Jeff's brilliance was paired with recognition. He won the Silver Knight Award, given to outstanding students who applied their talents to improve their communities. He graduated as valedictorian, known for his dedication, discipline, and, by his own admission, nerdiness. At 16, Jeff took his first formal job at McDonald's, earning $2.69 per hour. The work was far from glamorous, but it taught him the basics of customer service, automation, and the discipline of focusing on a single task. Even in this mundane job, Jeff saw opportunity and learning. For him, life was always about the future, and his McDonald's experience was a small but crucial step toward it. Jeff continued his academic journey at Princeton University, where he initially intended to study physics. However, he quickly shifted to electrical engineering and computer science, realizing his talents and interests were better suited to the emerging tech landscape. He graduated summa cum laude, demonstrating once again that excellence followed him wherever he went. Upon graduation, Jeff received job offers from prestigious companies like Intel, Nokia, and Accenture. Yet he turned them down, choosing instead a financial tech startup called Fitel, and later, a hedge fund named D.E. Shaw and Company. At 26, he became a senior vice president at D.E. Shaw, where he absorbed critical lessons in leadership, human resources, and strategic thinking, tools that would prove invaluable in his entrepreneurial journey. Even as Jeff excelled professionally, his personal life mirrored the meticulous planning that defined his career. He went on dozens of blind dates, applying unusual criteria for selecting a partner. One requirement, he later explained, was that his future spouse needed to be resourceful, someone who could, hypothetically, help him escape a third-world prison. In 1992, he met Mackenzie Scott, fulfilling this criterion. They married 6 months later, in 1993. Their partnership became integral to the success of his future ventures, as Mackenzie supported Jeff's vision and even managed the early accounting for what would become Amazon.com. By early 1994, Jeff reached a pivotal moment in his life. Despite a lucrative hedge fund position, he decided to follow what he called the regret minimization framework. He wanted to ensure that at 80, he would look back on life without major regrets. Around the same time, he discovered the internet, a fledgling technology growing at a staggering rate of 2,300% per year. Jeff realized that he could sell products online, and after careful consideration, he chose books. With 3 million titles available in 1994, books provided a universal selection that no physical store could match. He left his hedge fund job, packed his life into a move from New York City to Seattle, and began working from a garage. The initial capital, $300,000, came primarily from his parents, who invested a significant portion of their life savings. Originally called Cadabra, the company was soon renamed Amazon, inspired by the vast Amazon River, signaling Jeff's vision of a large, all-encompassing marketplace. Amazon's early days were chaotic. Jeff and his small team of 10 packed books on the floor drove them to the post office and relied on Mackenzie's nascent accounting skills. Despite limited resources, the concept worked. Within the first month, Amazon had customers in all 50 states and 45 countries without spending $1 on advertising. Growth was fueled purely by word of mouth and media coverage. Jeff's philosophy was clear from the start: obsess over the customer, not competitors. He continually sought feedback, asking customers what products they wished they could buy online. This iterative approach allowed Amazon to expand beyond books to electronics, toys, and virtually any consumer good imaginable. By the time Amazon went public in 1997, shares were priced at $18 each, giving Jeff millionaire status. Just a year later, the stock price quadrupled to $72, and by 1999, Jeff's net worth reached $10.1 billion, landing him on Forbes' billionaire list. But wealth and success did not insulate Jeff from risk. At the peak of the dot-com bubble, Amazon stock reached $113 per share, only to crash to $6 within 2 years, a 95% decline. The company laid off 14% of its staff, and Jeff's net worth plummeted. Yet he remained undeterred, treating every failure as a learning experience. He understood that the stock wasn't the company. Amazon's internal operations and innovations were still strong. Initiatives like Amazon Web Services emerged during this turbulent period, helping third-party retailers build online storefronts. By 2002, Amazon had rebounded, and Jeff's perseverance was paying off. In 2006, after securing Amazon's dominance, Jeff turned his attention to another lifelong passion: space exploration. He founded Blue Origin with the vision of making space travel accessible and ensuring humanity's long-term survival. Inspired by the moon landing he watched as a child, Jeff aimed to build reusable space vehicles, creating a foundation for future multi-planetary human existence. Meanwhile, Amazon continued to thrive. By 2013, the company had become the largest online retailer globally. That same year, Jeff made another unconventional move, purchasing the Washington Post for $250 million. Recognizing the erosion of traditional media by the internet, he applied his expertise to modernize the newspaper, lifting the paywall and emphasizing digital growth. Within 3 years, the Post returned to profitability. By 2015, Amazon's quarterly earnings exceeded expectations, earning Jeff $7 billion in a single hour. Through Amazon Prime, international expansion, and continued innovation, his net worth surged. In March 2018, Jeff overtook Bill Gates to become the richest man in the world, with a net worth of $112 billion, later climbing to $182 billion during the pandemic as online commerce skyrocketed. Despite immense wealth, Jeff maintained frugality and discipline, famously driving a 3-year-old Honda Accord and using a desk made from a door. He consistently emphasized that money should be spent on customers and innovation, not personal luxury. Jeff Bezos' story is not just about wealth, it's about vision, perseverance, and relentless customer focus. From a high school student at McDonald's to a hedge fund executive, from an online bookseller to a media mogul and space entrepreneur, Jeff has consistently demonstrated the power of thinking long-term, embracing risk, and obsessing over value creation. His journey illustrates that success is not defined by comfort or immediate results, but by resilience, learning from failure, and an unwavering focus on the future. Jeff's life reminds us that it does not matter where you come from, what setbacks you face, or how steep the odds are. Perseverance, innovation, and vision can elevate anyone to extraordinary heights. From a 17-year-old mother in Albuquerque to a visionary shaping the future of commerce and space exploration, Jeff Bezos' story exemplifies the essence of modern entrepreneurship. His path, from McDonald's to Amazon, Blue Origin, and the Washington Post, is a testament to the power of daring greatly, embracing risk, and never losing sight of the long-term vision. Jeff Bezos has shown the world that greatness is rarely instantaneous. It is painstakingly built, one decision at a time, fueled by curiosity, resilience, and an obsession with creating a better future. And if one person can transform a simple garage into an empire that reshapes global commerce, space travel, and media, the question remains, what extraordinary impact could you create if you refuse to settle for the ordinary?